As we honor Black history, we want to recognize some of the African-American leaders of the city making history of their own.
Yeah, this morning's focus is really on the NYPD, which is promoting diversity and equity among their leadership ranks. So we want to welcome this morning Tariq Shepard, the Deputy Commissioner of Communications, First Deputy Commissioner Tanya Kinsella, and Deputy Commissioner of Operations Kaz Daughtry. So thank you, all three of you, for being here to talk about this.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Shepard, I want to begin with you. 19 years you've been with the NYPD, right? You've really risen the ranks. Now you're in charge of the communications division. For you, when you look at the department as a whole, how much has diversity changed, and how have you seen it change through your tenure?
Well, if you just look at the position that I have now, up until recently, this is the first time that I've seen someone who was African American hold this spot. And I think right before me with Julian Phillips being here. But, you know, you just look at the upper echelon of the police department. It looks totally different than it looked when I first joined in 2004.
Yeah.
And so, and imagine cops who were even here in the 90s and 80s, how it feels to see just this diverse executive staff now versus what it looked like maybe in 1990 or 95.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really proud to be part of it.
And we're seeing a lot more women.
Oh,
We certainly are, Commissioner Kinsella. I mean, what is it like? You were the first woman of color to be a first deputy commissioner. What an honor for you.
It's an extreme honor for me. It's a blessing and it's surreal. You know, it's making sure that I'm the first, right? And it's great, and we're gonna honor it, and we're gonna leave a legacy. But it's my job to make sure that I'm not the last.
How do you
That's what's so important.
Yeah, how do you plan on doing that?
Well, how I plan on doing that is ensuring that I uplift other women and making sure that they know that they too could have the dream, have the career, be a boss at home, be a boss at work, and show that, to give that confidence that you could do it, and we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be all right. That's a good statement there. Commissioner Daughtry, our reporter Nicole Johnson just took you back to your old stomping ground. Great piece. It's on pix11.com right now. Lafrac City, right,
Yes.
where you grew
right.
up. You know, when Commissioner Caban took over, when Mayor Adams appointed him, he said that the NYPD had an image problem. You've been tasked with kind of helping that along, right? All three of you, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you see? What did he mean by that, and how have you really tackled that issue?
You're looking at it right now. Just look at this couch here. When Commissioner Caban took over, the department did have an image problem. There wasn't people that looked like us sitting, you know, part of this leadership team. And Commissioner Caban kept his promise to change that image problem. And this is the change that you're looking at right now.
Yeah, and Commissioner Shepard, how do you plan to go into the communities of color, to really engage them and improve relations?
Right. I think the first thing is that I'm already in the community of color. You know, I come from Harlem, and I grew up in this city playing basketball in every community of color that there is. So, you know, it's not uncomfortable for me to do that. I think the thing that we have to do is battle the perception issue, which is, you know, negative news and bad things spread like wildfire, but you have to show people how great of a career this actually is and how much of an impact you can have on people's lives. And I think that if you are able to accomplish that, especially in a position like DCPI, you'll encourage more people from these communities to sort of try this as a profession, because it really is a calling. It's not just a job. And I think that there's many kids that are growing up in these neighborhoods that want to do some of the same things that we're doing and take it even further.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that perception, right? And it's not only the crime that's the perception. There's been a perception issue with police versus community and butting heads at times and not trusting police, right? So how do you change that mentality and perception every day, not only with the three of you, but the rank and file that are on the streets dealing with the public each and every day?
So we stress that in the department, that crime is great, and we want to stress crime, but crime, the way you bring down crime is working with the community. If the community and the residents feel comfortable knowing that they could trust their police officers that patrol their communities, that's amazing work. And in recent times, you have seen that. There's a reason why crime is down. It's not just solely based on the police officers and their hard work, but it's also the community members, community residents that work together with the police and help, you know, build up the quality of life in their communities.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing now, though, to engage people so that they join the force? Because I know that it's hard to get folks to even join the force at all.
And that's a very good question. But Dan, to go back to your question, when I walk through Left Rack with Nicole, they haven't seen people in over 20 years.
Yeah.
They ask my cell phone number. I got text messages saying, hey, listen, you might want to put a cop at this corner at this time tonight, you know, maybe between these hours. Have the officers go check behind this location. And that's how you build the connection. That's how you build that bridge with community and this department.
Yeah, I mean, but to Hazel's question too, with the numbers and recruiting numbers, and not only recruiting officers, but recruiting officers of color that reflect the communities too. How do you go about that?
Well, the first thing is you have to find the right people. It is not for everybody.
Yeah.
You have to encourage from the young ages, and tell them what they have to do. You're going to have to battle in this world. You're going to have to try your best to avoid things like gangs, avoid things in which you can get a criminal record. But we also want to give them a pathway to success, which is get involved in these programs, get to know some of our police officers who can help you avoid some of these pitfalls. And so it's a two-way street. We got to stick out our hand first and make sure that these families and kids understand that we really care about them. And then I think if you hang in there and they consistently see you, they'll open up to you and they'll inquire about what it is that you do.
You know, yesterday we had the NYPD dance team on. So let's just all get up and just, you want to do it? You want to do it?
I'm going to pass on that.
Well, they are looking for some new recruits. I don't know. They said anyone. I mean, they said any
Well, there you
member,
go.
any
I
level.
would actually do it.
Oh my God, you heard it right here.
I'm a runner. We'll pass it.
Well, thanks so much for coming in, and thanks so much for what you do every day.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
And
Thank
protecting
you.
our